Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're going to be talking about Bethesda and Xbox. Now, yesterday we had the official roundtable where basically you had Bethesda and Xbox sit together so they can talk about the past, present, and the future of, the whole Zenimax and Bethesda, and also Microsoft and Xbox, and what their plans are for the future. Now, also, I do apologize for wearing a hat, but I don't have water for the next 2 hours, so I cannot wash my hair and it's absolutely bad. So yeah, let's get into it. So as I said yesterday, we had the roundtable where they actually talked about everything, and Todd Howard actually mentioned a lot of things which I was waiting for them for a very long time. Todd Howard addressed Fallout 76, they addressed their previous games including other Fallout games, Elder Scrolls, Prey, whatever, but Todd Howard talks about Fallout 76 and he says that everything that could go wrong, it went wrong with that game, and obviously once they saw the backlash from that game and everything which happened with the release of 76, they knew like that was one of the biggest mistakes they had made, which I agree with. Now, I was one of the people who pre-ordered Fallout 76. I know what you're thinking, I know. But, I played for like maybe 5 hours in total of that game. I like to go back to it every few months just to see if it's better or not, but I just couldn't get into it. I had multiple issues regarding network and lag and everything, which is not even a game, like, it's not even a mechanics problem, I just couldn't have a good server experience. Which was strange. I don't know what was going on, but yeah, also when the servers were working nicely, I had crashes, I had whatever, so it wasn't really a enjoyable experience. But I also like Bethesda because I grew up playing their games, and could this be it? And that's something we're gonna be talking about. Is this actually Bethesda coming back as a game studio, as a respectable game studio after all? Because personally, I grew up with Oblivion, I grew up with Skyrim, I grew up with Morrowind, Daggerfall, I grew up with Fallout games. I mean, obviously, Bethesda developed Fallout 3 and, Fallout 4, but I did play Fallout 3, I did play Fallout 4, I played New Vegas. Those were the games that I really liked to play. Now, obviously, lately, Bethesda was going into a direction which was not really going well with the release of Fallout 76, with the mods marketplace and everything. Like, people just got a lot of hate for that company.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River.
Now, also last year we learned, was it last year or was it in 2019? I have no clue. We learned that basically Microsoft acquired Zenimax, and under Zenimax you have everything going from Bethesda to other studios, which has a huge library of games. And what they did, as soon as they acquired, they said, look, tomorrow you're gonna be getting the entire Bethesda library. So if you do have Xbox Game Pass, I'm not telling you to buy it or anything, if you do have Xbox Game Pass, you got like 20 games today from Bethesda, including all of the classics, from the Elder Scrolls, Fallout, to Doom, I believe Prey as well, so a lot of games. I'm actually downloading Oblivion as I'm recording this video, so I'm actually planning something with it. It's gonna be a great video. But now that Microsoft has the entire studios, they are free to do whatever they want. Now, obviously, all of the plans that Bethesda has with Starfield, with the next Elder Scrolls games, obviously that is still on, that is not going to change. But also, what's a great thing is that Microsoft also owns Obsidian. So what they can do is just, go into an office and say, look guys, you want to work on New Vegas 2? Technically, Microsoft, or well, Xbox can do it because they do have Obsidian and they do have now rights for the entire Fallout IP and everything, so they can do whatever they want. Now, obviously, one of the things that Xbox is doing right now with, power to the gamers and trying to make the best deals is not really going toe-to-toe with what Zenimax and Bethesda were doing before. they were acquired, because a lot of people said like this is riddled with microtransactions, etc, etc. Now I don't think that is going to change dramatically, because Microsoft games also have microtransactions. That's nothing new. They have a bunch of DLC, so I don't think that segment of the company is going to change. I don't think they're gonna stop including microtransactions into their games, but hopefully now under, you know, Microsoft, they're going to say, all right, look, if we're gonna be including microtransactions, at least let's give people a good game. Now I do still hope that single player games that come out from Bethesda and Zenimax under Microsoft are going to not have microtransactions, because I think that would ruin everything that this acquisition wanted to achieve. So if they release a single player game like Starfield or Elder Scrolls or in the next Fallout, and if it's an actual single player game, then I'm fine with it. And now I think finally Bethesda and the rest of the squad can actually, like, obviously Bethesda is working on their new engine, because their like last engine was, they used it as much as they could. Like in the days of Fallout 3, like they said, look, this engine is not really cutting it off. I didn't even assume that this engine is going to be continue to be used for ages later on. And obviously once now you have this little pause where you didn't hear much from Bethesda, you know, lately, I think they're prepping for something big. Now I do hope that succeeds, because honestly, I think this studio might come back, because when you're also acquired by Microsoft, you also get access to a lot of technologies, you also get access to a bigger budget, because if Microsoft wants to sell their Game Pass, if Microsoft wants to sell their new console, they need to have good games, and that is what this acquisition was about. Because on one side you have Sony, which is currently a more popular console. You have a bunch of exclusives which are coming out for PlayStation. Also, a lot of those exclusives are now coming to PC, but it's nothing which happens fast. You know, it's first gonna be released on PlayStation, and then it's gonna be released on anything else, if it's released on everything else in the first place. On the other side, you have Xbox, who is like, alright, in our ecosystem, you're gonna be playing the games. Like, if you want to play it on PC, you can play it on PC. If you want to play it on your Xbox, you can play it on your Xbox with one price. Oh, and you have a library of more games. But also, I've heard people saying like, so does it mean that new Bethesda games, or well, every new game from Zenimax, etc, is going to be exclusive to Xbox? Yes. I don't know how is there another way to put it, but yes, every new game which comes out from Zenimax and Bethesda are going to be exclusive to Xbox. This is not my thinking, this is just how business is. You're not going to spend billions just to make a product, acquire an entire corporation, and just give your product to Sony, who is your competition. No one in their right mind is going to do it. So I know what Xbox is doing here. They really want to have a strong library of video games, which is going to make people go to their side. Because let's face it, games sell consoles, games sell platforms. You can have the best console in the world, but if that console doesn't have good games, or if that console cannot run games well, then, you know, it's not really a point to have it. It's just a piece of metal after all. It's the games that matter ultimately, which are on that platform. So now Xbox acquired this studio, and they have a huge library of IPs to use it, and they're gonna be using that. I would expect a lot of old Bethesda IPs to maybe come back. We'll see what's gonna happen with that. Obviously, new Fallout, when it comes out, is gonna be on Xbox. New Elder Scrolls is gonna be on Xbox, and it's just how things are go. Now, I'm not sure about Starfield, because I'm not sure if they have any agreements with Sony before they were acquired, because if Bethesda has an agreement with Sony, let's say, to release their games on their console or another platform before the acquisition, that deal is still on, I believe. So we'll see once Starfield gets announced what that is going to be after all, if it's coming out for PlayStation, but honestly I don't think so. And that's just a logical move. And when you think about it, they have to fight fire with fire. I know that Microsoft is saying, oh yeah, power to the gamers, etc, and people are saying, well, you're saying power to the gamers, but you're keeping everything on their platform. It's business after all. Even what they say, power to the gamers and everything, that's all slogans from the company. I mean, that's just to hype people up. You have to realize that. But no, they're not gonna be giving stuff to Sony, and I don't like exclusives generally. I don't like. I wish every single game released for every platform, but that doesn't happen. It will never happen, because there is business, there is competition, there is money involved, and when there is money involved, you're gonna be making decisions which are going to maximize your profits. That's just how the world works. So this was, from the business side, a huge win for Xbox, because now in their library they have so many amazing IPs that people like, and not just like, but also they have IPs that have a lot of fans around the world. So obviously, once you create a new game from Bethesda's IP, or well, once Bethesda releases something new, of course people are going to be buying it, especially now when Microsoft got them. I think that something good might happen. I'm not sure if it will, but maybe, because after all, Zenimax and Bethesda right now, they have to answer to Microsoft, and Microsoft has the last say on everything, or well, Xbox has the last say on everything. Why? Because they are a majority holder, they own the company, they can veto anything, they can propose anything, they control the board, they control who votes on what. So of course they have full rights and full access to change up whatever they want, and I'm sure they're gonna be doing this. So from the Xbox side, they have a good library coming out. We'll see how that's going to go. My favorite game, which I'm looking forward to, is new Forza. Halo is coming out. I didn't play much Halo, but you know, it's great for people who are fans of Halo. On the other side, they have this now. So I think finally now Xbox is somewhat a strong competitor against Sony, because for the first time, and I'm telling you, in Europe we don't use Xbox that much, we use PlayStation, not because PlayStation is this or that, it's because Xbox is a lot harder to get here, and also it's a lot more expensive than PlayStation. Xbox Game Pass on the other side is an amazing service for this part of the world, because you get like a lot of games for the relatively cheap amount of money that you can play. And I know that you never own those games, you rent those games on a monthly basis, but still, you know, you play the game, you're done with it. It's easier than spending 60 euros on a game and playing it and then not having more games once you finish it. So I do believe that Game Pass is an absolute win in that sense. So we'll see how Sony is going to answer with all of that. I know that Sony right now has huge issues with developers. I know that it's not really all sunshine and rainbows in Sony, and we'll see what the market is going to do later on. But this is still a long-term play. This is still Xbox thinking in the next 5 to 10 years. Now, they don't know what's gonna happen, but I know that in the next couple of years that Xbox, along with Zenimax now, are going to be very strong competition in the gaming space when it comes to RPGs and when it comes to video games. So we'll see how that is going to go. So this was my opinion on everything Xbox and everything Bethesda, what I think about it. I think Oblivion finished downloading, so I'm gonna be jumping into that. I'm actually thinking of doing a video on that. Oh man, it's so good. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Tell me down below, what do you think about all of this? Do you think that Bethesda now can be resurrected? Do you think that this acquisition was ultimately good? And what do you think about this whole exclusivity thing? Because obviously, yes, when they say exclusivity, they mean PC, Xbox, and Xbox Game Pass, and some of the games are gonna be on cloud. So they have a good, how would I say, suite of things that you can utilize, and I don't know, for like the monetary value, it's getting a lot better. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to also visit us on Twitter and Discord if you want to join the community there. We talk a lot about gaming. I'm also on Odyssey if you want to check that out. Odyssey is like an alternative to YouTube. You can check it out, and also I do have a Patreon page if you wanted to support the channel in an extra way. And huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.